Okay, these are hoppers. So today we're going to do a little different style video. Often we don't shoot the unpolished stuff. So this is what I would call unpolished. We've got a bunch of new hoppers from Umpqua, a new one to me at least from Fulling Mill. And so we are going to go on a hopper tour. And so what we'll do is we're just going to throw these hoppers, see how they cast. These are new patterns from different people. We'll go over them a little bit later. We're going to fish them in 2 or 3 different spots. So you're invited along for the ride. This is kind of BTS, behind the scenes. And so we're going to load up. So what I've done, I've loaded up this little hopper leaf. And if you've been not watching our videos for the last little while, you probably haven't seen that I switched over to the CNF system. So the idea here is I bring all of these flies to the river, and then I can build a custom box by virtue of this bad boy. And then I can grab a dropper box, for instance, and throw, or the dropper leaf, and throw that in there as well. So now we've got our hoppers. If we have to resort to droppers, we will, but we are only fishing hoppers today. If there was a pool that was just dying for me to nymph it, I'm just going to pass. I'm going to throw a hopper and move on. That's how dedicated we are to vetting these new hopper patterns. Let's go.
Dude, that's a big brown bro.
You have to come to Maverick for mornings. This where adventure begins. All right, I've got a special guest. Oh, hello, special guest. Get back here. Hi, guys. We found this little guy literally 2 feet from the truck, and this is going to tell us what we're going to eat. Hey, the fish will eat me. Go ahead and throw me in the water. And so, yeah, he is about a size 10. So if we're looking at sizes, back down here, kind of sizing him up to the naturals. And these guys here going to have yellowish or tan bottoms. So you'll notice the bottom of the natural is a little bit more yellow than tan. So anyway, again, this is a total hopper tour. We're literally going to throw hoppers. I'm not going to deviate. I'm throwing hoppers all day today, because we're going to let you know how these new hoppers do. And if we catch a fish, it's a bonus. No, we will catch fish, and it will be a bonus, but it's hopper time. Okay, small stream today. We are sticking to hoppers. My plan is, if one hopper's not working, I'm going to switch to another one. I think a lot of times what I would do in the past is, if they're not eating the hopper I have on, I'll switch away from hoppers, but there are literally billions of hoppers flying around here, hopping around, and I know the fish are going to be keying on them. So I'm starting with my first hopper. Well, first off, let's talk about the setup. 10-foot 4-weight, probably one of my more favorite smaller stream hopper rods. Little extra reach. It's nice to be able to mend these things. I've got the new Lamson Purist 2. Sure, reel isn't as big a deal. I like it. It's a good small stream clicker. And then a line, you may want like a heavier bellied line to have a little bit more mass to turn over. If you don't, which I don't on this line, this is just more of a standard taper, but if you don't have that, you can always switch to, like in this case, I have these Umpqua hopper leaders, and these are nice because it's a nice and stout leader. It will turn the fly over quite well. So I've got one of those on, got the 4-weight 10-foot rod, and then the hopper I'm going to start with is this new Fat As hopper from Umpqua, and it has a great profile. The hoppers here are a little yellowish tan, so that's kind of what I'm going with there. Probably won't go with that size. I'll go with a little smaller size on that. And then we've got some other ones we'll try to see kind of how that one does. I'm working my way from the back of this, we'll call it a little run slash riffle. I'm going to work my way from the back to the front and then side to side, just kind of covering all the bases. With hoppers, you never know where you're going to get the hit. Sometimes they'll come from a long way over. It could be the angle, it could be how it falls in the water, it could be how it sits. So you kind of have to mix it up, especially if we're going to stick to hoppers. So let's give it a try.
Boy, look. You look.
Hey, so I hope you got that on video. Anyway, so we'll let him go in a sec, but let's put that down. There we go. So he was at the very top of the run, where there'd be probably more oxygen. So I saw him swipe, figured he's at least interested in hoppers, and then boom, the rest of the way. So that was after 3 fly changes. Anyway, Lance Bionic Hopper for the win on that one, round 1. It's a good one, he ate it in the riffle. We'll let him get back to his homies. That was a nice fish. See you, buddy. Woo! Hoppers for the win. Okay.
We're recording.
Look at that. We're just gonna work this little run further back. I know they're hanging out on the side because I saw that other one hit earlier. Again, hoppers are fairly opportunistic, kind of like streamers. If they're on, they're on. But I'm still gonna work this. Just create a grid. I'm working the grid. Went a little further left, letting it come all the way back. You have to do this in 1-inch increments, and you'll be here for 2 days working every square inch. Okay, now I'm gonna go up. Whoops. There, that should be a fish. It was a fish. All right, not so great of luck. We had plenty of looks, but not a lot of committing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna assume the color might have been off, the profile size might have been off. So I'm gonna move to something a little bit less yellow, let's say. So I'm gonna go with one of these Hennenberger hoppers from MFC. This has been a really good producer for me this year in hopper season. It's thin, sits nice and low, And purple sometimes one of those colors you just don't know. So I'm gonna switch to that, do the kind of the same strategy, back to front, side to side, hopefully find some good water to cover and see what they do. Come on, fish, eat it. Not great still though. So again, I'm just sticking to hoppers. We're not going to tie on a dropper just yet. I'm going to go with one of Lance's bionic hoppers. So if you've been a fan of the bionic ant, this is the second cousin once removed in the hopper family. Got a good profile, really easy to cast, doesn't have a ton of mass, which will probably be better for this because I've got some weird drifts going on there. And I've also started to see some fish move a little bit up, because in the head of that, well, there's a riffle that dumps into this run. More oxygenated water. I'm guessing more of the fish are going to be sitting down in there at the head. Come on, fish, eat it. Bionic copper, why can't you do better? Okay, Lance, a little disappointed. Only got one fish to really eat it, a couple more eats. Slowing down in this hole, which is fine. I've had several fish come up. I've hooked 3, landed 1. What I'm gonna do now is a little bit of a cheat code, and I'm gonna tie on a dropper. And I'm gonna be not very crazy stealthy about it, so we're gonna go right to the bend of the hook of the old bionic, about 12 to 16 inches, 4X, 5X, doesn't matter, whatever. I'll throw something that's like we're seeing some Sallies and PMDs and caddis, so I'll throw something maybe in that color range as a nymph. But here's the deal. We know there's a lot of fish in here because I saw them swipe and slash and try to eat the hopper on several of the drifts, but guess what? They will eat it first cast. I'm calling my shot. First cast with the dropper will result in a fish to net. It's pretty bold, but I'm calling it right now. Let's do it. All right, this is a combo I like to call shake and bake. So we have Lance with his bionic hopper and Spencer here with the Higa's SOS, the OG black version. I've heard Lance has never caught a fish on the SOS, which is a shame. I'm pairing them together. I think when you catch a fish, it's akin to the streams crossing in Ghostbusters, and all life will cease to exist if you catch a fish. I'm gonna chance it because the SOS just plain catches fish. And because I like to catch fish, we're throwing on a dropper. So here we go, SOS to the rescue. Yes, first cast. Biggest fish in the hole. Hey guys, look at me, I ate an SOS. Lance doesn't know what he's talking about. That SOS flies pretty good. Yep, there we go, Mr. SOS. Right in that shallow spot. Nope, cutty. Hello, bud. He's like, hello, help me. Hey, dude. Okay, there you go. Well, I think the SOS may have worked. Look at that guy, little cutty. Just likes to eat. Let's go back, swim away. Oh yeah. He came up and just swallowed that bionic. Oh man, he's gone. Eat it. Boom. Yeah, big boy. Come back here and we'll land you. All right, I'm going for the edge. Living on the edge. Fat ass hopper, spelled with a P-H-A-T. Pretty hot and tempting. I don't remember who did this fly, but it's Umpqua. New. So far it's had some looks, but no eats. There we go. Oh, that should have been a chomp. Okay, right close to the bank, nothing. Right down the gut of that little run, nothing. Oh, that was my bad. Took it right out of his mouth. Okay, so fat ass scored a hit at least. I screwed it up. Oh, I saw one flash. So they're in there, they're moving. Oh, he sliced at that one. Did not take it though. Oh, another reject. Okay, I'm gonna go for one more pass. If I get rejected, I'm swapping. Nope. Couldn't tell if that was a fish. Could have been just my imagination. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna switch flies. So I've only fished this one a few runs, but I know, number one, I know there's fish in there. And number two, there's a lot of hoppers around. So I'm gonna switch to a different profile and color. Okay, this is a cool hopper. All right, so the fly I've landed on is a hopper. It's called an Elden's hopper. It's from Fulling Mill. Elden Barrett is a super fishy dude from southeast Idaho, and known for his Elden's stonefly patterns and mutant stones and what have you on the South Fork of the Snake. This is the hopper pattern. I like it. It's kind of a funky style. It has this kind of a clean commerce style hook and not much to it, but it's got a giant hackle, some foam, and some legs. I think it looks buggy. Sometimes fish like bugginess, so we'll see how it does. And casting. Wow, not even a whiff of that one. Okay, we are switching again. Again, we're talking hoppers. So I'm not switching to ants, I'm not switching to caddis. I'm staying with hopper theme. So that last one did not work as well. I still know there are fish in there. They are hungry. So now I'm gonna go with the size 12 Lance's Bionic hopper, but I'm doing pink. You know, when it's kind of funky, I'll mix it up. So we'll throw some Loxa on there. Get some on the bottom. Okay, so two thoughts with this one. Number one, smaller. We're getting a lot of looks at the flies. We're not getting a ton of commitments. And now sometimes it's just, they're not on hoppers as much. But we do know, because we've got a few on them. So I'm going smaller, changing the color dramatically, and we'll see if that makes a difference. Here we go. Oh man, little stinker. That was a full-on rejection. He came all the way up, broke the surface of the water, but said, nah. Here we go. Boom. Well, gotta hand it to these fish. They know what they want. Yeah, we could. Okay. Okay, we switched locations. The fish were doing well there. We just wanted to try some more hoppers. Lots of hoppers around here. We're heading into the afternoon, so may not be the most conducive time, but honestly, hoppers are whenever. So we're gonna try these out. Gone through the gamut of patterns. Done big ones, small ones, purple ones, pink ones, brown, yellow. I would say the tan, kind of browner ones have done the best. Pink and purple have done decent. And right now I've got a Tim's hopper, it's a new Umpqua hopper. And it's kind of a tan and orange. I know there's a brown trout in there waiting to eat a hopper. Oh, come on. Okay, we need to get back to the shop. We've got a podcast to do. This was a great day. Again, our intent here was just to throw a bunch of new hopper patterns, try some different waters. This last one we tried, water's a fair bit too warm, so nothing crazy there. But anyway, it's fun. I've probably had more fun taking the dropper off, so give it a different, whatever try you want to do. We'll list the flies that we had here in the description below, but get out there and throw some hoppers.